Good day. It is April 15th, 2020. I am ANYA USHAKOVA of ANYA USHAKOVA Salon and ANYA USHAKOVA of ANYA USHAKOVA Elegant Influencer on YouTube, where I've just made my presence known, so to speak. It's a small circle, and growing. Here we are. Here I am. Here many of us are. Sheltering in place, staying at home or quarantined. Those of us who aren't essential workers and need to abide by our country's staying in place orders. I'm in California. I'm in the wine country north of San Francisco in Sonoma Valley at this moment. And I've been thinking a lot about intimacy and a lot about the we. In a culture and in a society in the United States that often thinks about I, and it is a capitalistic society. It is certainly, entrepreneurial. It has wonderful qualities, characteristics, and yet here we are in the midst of this pandemic, and we have to think about we, the us, the how am I affecting my neighbor, my partner, my family, my community, my world. It's a shift in thinking, isn't it? And perhaps it's a shift in thinking in a lot of other cultures. What do I want, what's good for me, to what's good for you, and what's good for you will also be good for me. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I've been practicing that, practicing the guidance, social distancing, walking in nature, walking every day that I can, for fresh air, for smiling a hello to people 6 feet away or more, waving a hello. So community has become the operative word for me in this last month. Thinking about everyone, really, everyone here in the salon who's part of it. How are you doing? How are you doing? I have friends all over the world. I think of my friend Osner in Istanbul. I think of my friend Laurie in Barcelona. I think of Zdenka in Toronto. I think of Wendy Westerbeck in Sonoma. There's so many of my friends here, 100 of you at this point and growing, whom I love. And thank you for being here, by the way. I've been quiet for a few weeks and not posting much at the salon. I've been thinking a lot. So thinking about community and how is the we connected to intimacy. So it's how we define intimacy. It's how I define intimacy. Into me, you see. Into you, I see intimacy. It's how do I see you? How do you see me? My spiritual guide is a Benedictine monk whom I love. And he has walked the Camino de Compostela to Spain many times, taking different routes. He's a very spiritual man. He's just fabulous. He's taught me so much. And I once asked him, I would say about 5-6 years ago it was, at least, if not longer ago, what is your definition of love? Give me your definition of love. And he said, love is when I can see my beauty in your eyes. So think about it. When I can see my beauty in your eyes, that's intimacy. That's love. That's presence. That's living meditation. You don't need to sit by yourself, to meditate on a mountaintop, to have this kind of real presence and real connection with another person. We're all connected. We're all connected. And we can take that singular meditation, that quiet awareness of our own presence that many of us practice into the world on a daily basis and how we see the other. So intimacy is how I see you. And when I'm with you, am I present? Do you feel I really see you? I really hear you? It's a practice. It's a want. It's how I live. It's how I choose to live, in the midst of a pandemic, even more so. So I think about this community, the salon community, how you all said yes to being here with me, because I said I would talk about many things. I would talk about the things that matter to me authentically and in a real way. And I will teach about what I know, and what I know is a lot about transformation and consciousness. It's how we shift, we take a pivot, an internal pivot from who we don't want to be any longer to who we do want to become, who we are becoming perhaps right now, and perhaps the lesson of this pandemic on a metaphysical level, on the highest spiritual level, on cosmic level, call it what you will, is about having to stop, reflect, rethink, recreate, right? And having to actually communicate very differently with one another in a caring way, because our lives depend on it. If I don't care about you, what might happen to you if I don't take care, right? And vice versa. So just something for you to think about, for all of us to think about today and in the coming days, in the year, in the next year. How do I want to live my life every day? In the community that I live in, with the partner that I have, the family that I'm a member of, or if I live on my own, it matters not. We're all members of the same world, global community. We're connecting through social media, through internet today, through various video technologies. Doesn't matter. It's still intimate. I'm still seeing you, looking into you. I'm coming to you unedited, unscripted as usual, fresh. And I just want to say I love you and thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here. If you have any thoughts you want to share with the salon about how it's going for you, what you've learned, your thoughts on intimacy. What is it that intimacy means to you, and community means to you, and we means to you? Anything that comes to mind, anything that bubbles up that is positive, constructive, that can be shared in this space with your comments. I would love to hear from you. And those of you who have not yet found me on YouTube, as I say, I'm new to it. I arrived there April the 2nd, so this month with a brief video. I have 3 videos there now of different lengths. And it's all about exquisite aging at any age. What I'm talking about today has to do with exquisite aging at any age. It has to do with knowing how to live your life every day, moment by moment, and what we do with that exquisite aging every day. So exquisite aging at any age is a broad subject for me, and there's so many facets. And the jewel of the crown for me in exquisite aging at any age is intimacy, and I'll talk about that in more length in different places, perhaps on my YouTube channel, perhaps here again, but it's a continuing and evolving conversation. Thank you. I love you. Have a marvelous day wherever you are.